Hello, everyone, and welcome to today's presentation. I'm excited to have you here as we explore the fascinating world of entomology. The title of our session is Scopes of Entomology, and today we will be looking at how this science is divided into two major parts. First, we'll discuss general entomology, which covers the basic, academic aspects like insect morphology, anatomy, physiology, ecology, and taxonomy. Then, we'll move on to applied entomology, focusing on how entomology benefits mankind by managing beneficial and harmful insects in environmentally safe ways. So, let's dive into these interesting scopes of this important science. Let's start by looking at the basic principles of applied entomology. First, understanding insect classification and their life history is fundamental. Knowing how insects are categorized and their developmental stages helps us develop targeted control strategies. Next, we need to understand the ecology of insects, which includes their habitat, spreading rate, and the factors that influence their populations. This ecological knowledge is crucial for predicting and managing pest outbreaks. Survey and detection are also key components. Monitoring and surveillance allow us to track the distribution and abundance of insect species, giving us the data needed to make informed decisions. Preventive approaches in pest management focus on stopping pests before they become a serious problem, which is always more effective and sustainable. Community-level approaches involve engaging local populations in pest control efforts, emphasizing the importance of collective action. As we look to the future, new methods and materials are continuously being developed to improve pest management practices. An important concept to highlight is the integration of different control methods, such as combining chemical control with botanicals, biological, cultural, physical, and mechanical methods. This is what we call integrated pest management, or IPM. It's about using a balanced approach to reduce reliance on any single method. Finally, extension services play a vital role. They serve as the bridge between research and practical application, ensuring that farmers and communities have the knowledge and support they need to implement effective pest management strategies. All these principles work together to create a comprehensive and sustainable approach to managing insect pests. Let's now look at the functional classification of insects based on their economic importance. First, there are insects of no economic importance. These are many insects found in forests and agricultural lands that neither cause harm nor benefit us. They are essentially neutral in terms of their impact on human activities. On the other hand, we have insects of economic importance, which are further divided into different categories. One key category is injurious insects, or pests. These are insects that feed on cultivated plants, and we often refer to them as crop pests. Every cultivated plant tends to harbor many insect pests that feed on them, and this feeding can significantly reduce crop yields. Such pests attack both field crops and horticultural crops. For example, the cotton bollworm and rice stem borers are well-known pests that cause damage to important crops. Understanding these distinctions helps us better manage our agricultural practices and protect our crops from potential damage. Let's take a closer look at some other types of pests and their impacts. First, we have storage pests. These are insects that feed on stored products like grains and pulses, and they can cause significant economic losses. For example, the rice weevil and pulse beetle are common culprits that damage our stored food supplies. Moving on, there are pests that attack cattle and other domestic animals. Animals like horses, cows, and sheep can be affected by pests such as horse flies, flesh flies, fleas, and lice. These pests often feed on their blood, and in some cases they might even bite into the flesh, causing discomfort and health issues for the animals. Next, we have household pests and insects that carry diseases. Common household pests include cockroaches and ants, which can be a nuisance and also pose health risks. Then there are insects like mosquitoes, houseflies, bed bugs, and fleas, which are known to carry and transmit diseases. It's important to be aware of these pests because they can affect our health directly. Finally, some pests don't just cause discomfort, they can also deliver painful bites or stings. Wasps and bees, for example, sting when they feel threatened and can inject venom. This can lead to painful stings and sometimes allergic reactions, so understanding these pests helps us better protect ourselves. By recognizing these different pests and understanding their effects, we can take appropriate steps to manage and prevent their impact in our homes, on our animals, and in our stored products. Conted, now let's talk about some beneficial insects that play a vital role in our lives and economy. First up, we have productive insects. The silkworm is one of the most well-known. Its larva secretes a filament from its salivary glands, which we use to produce silk, a luxurious fabric enjoyed worldwide. Next, we have honey bees. They're not just about honey, they also provide us with beeswax, royal jelly, and other byproducts that are useful in many industries. Then there are lac insects, which secrete a substance called lac from their bodies. This secretion is important because it's used to make varnishes and polishes, giving surfaces a shiny, protective layer. These insects demonstrate how beneficial they are, contributing to various industries and supporting our economy. Connecting this to the bigger picture, understanding these beneficial insects helps us appreciate the importance of insect conservation and sustainable practices in agriculture and manufacturing. Conted. Now, let's talk about how insects are useful in various ways beyond their natural roles. First, as medicine, insects have some fascinating applications. For example, the sting of honey bees is actually used as a remedy for conditions like rheumatism and arthritis. It might sound surprising, but their sting contains compounds that can help alleviate pain and inflammation. Another example is enthoridin, which is extracted from blister beetles. This compound is used as a hair tonic or refresher, showcasing how insect-derived substances can have medicinal value. Moving on to food, insects are a significant source for both animals and humans. Aquatic insects, such as certain larvae, are used as fish food, providing essential nutrients for aquatic life. For humans, insects like grasshoppers, termites, and pupae of moths are consumed in different parts of the world. They are a sustainable and nutritious food source in many cultures. In addition, insects are used for ornaments and entertainment. Artists and designers often imitate the vibrant colors of butterflies in their work. Beetles and worms are sometimes used as jewelry, like necklaces or decorative pieces, highlighting their aesthetic appeal. Lastly, collecting insects is a popular hobby for many enthusiasts. It's a way to appreciate their diversity, beauty, and the intricate details of their forms. So, as you can see, insects play a versatile and important role in our lives, from medicine and food to art and recreation. Continuing from the previous points, let's now look at some of the scientific research involving insects. For example, Drosophila or fruit flies are incredibly useful in genetic studies because their genetic makeup is simple and they reproduce quickly. Mosquitoes, on the other hand, are often used in toxicological research, especially in studying disease transmission and insecticide resistance. Moving on to helpful insects, there are some fascinating roles they play in our ecosystems. Parasitoids are small insects that lay their eggs on or inside harmful insects. As they develop, they eventually kill the host insect. You can think of them as natural pest controllers. Examples include egg, larval, and pupal parasitoids. Then we have predators like ladybugs and praying mantids. These larger insects actively hunt and consume harmful pests, helping us keep pest populations in check naturally. Lastly, pollinators are crucial for many flowering plants, especially those that depend on cross-pollination. Honey bees are a prime example. They're vital for pollinating crops like sunflowers, which directly impacts fruit production and agricultural yields. So these insects, scientific research tools, parasitoids, predators, and pollinators, all highlight the diverse and essential roles insects play, not just in maintaining ecological balance, but also in supporting agriculture and scientific advancement. Now, let's continue exploring the roles of various insects in our ecosystem. First, we have weed killers. These are insects that feed on weeds and in doing so, help control their spread. For example, The Parthenium beetle specifically eats Parthenium, reducing its growth. Similarly, certain cochineal insects feed on Opuntia dillonea, a type of cactus, helping to manage its proliferation. Next, we have soil builders. These insects, like ants, beetles, and the larvae of cutworms and crickets, make tunnels in the soil. This tunneling activity is crucial because it aerates the soil, improving its structure and health. When these insects die, they decompose and become organic manure, further enriching the soil. Finally, let's talk about scavengers. These insects feed on dead and decaying matter, playing a vital role in decomposition. Carrion beetles and rove beetles are prime examples. They feed on dead animals and plants, helping to clean up the environment. Overall, these insects contribute significantly to ecological balance by controlling weeds, enriching soil, and recycling organic matter.